Shoutouts to Lottum_world, baby. They got some tweets regarding Emperor Roselle's Diaries. But the parent thread of this is the introduction to City of Silver went beyond my expectations with how dark and terrifying it was. Yeah, in the beginning, I'd love to play this clip, but you see like some sort of beast, right? I'm like, is this a wolf? Some sort of direwolf? Some animal? And it's like, I thought for a second, yo, is that Susie? Is that Dark Susie? Nah, there's some beast that's in a cave, and then you get to see like the outside of the City of Silver, and it looks very like, I don't know if Elden Ring coded is right, but man, the architecture, it looks beautiful, but it looks very menacing, right? Very dark, clouded, lightning strikes, it's all just dark, and there's no sun at all. And it's kind of like ironic, right? It's so ironic that Derek chooses the tarot card, the sun. But there's no sun here. This shit is just basically London. I hear that they get no sun, right? It's all just dark and menacing and oh my god, and Derek basically is bloody. We don't even know what happens. Apparently there's gonna be some cut content leading up to like the special episodes. The special episodes are gonna be apparently like an hour long, like mini movies that's gonna come out next year. Unfortunately, I thought it was gonna come out this year right after the season, but Derek is all bloody and he's praying. I made a comment about why Klein was able to pick up on Derek here, and like why specifically was Alger, Audrey, and Derek chosen, right? Because like if you think about all three of those events, and I'm not really sure what Alger was doing again, other than just aura farming on a ship with the cup, but Audrey was praying to an unknown deity. Derek also is praying to an unknown deity. There's no specific name like, oh, Evernight Goddess, oh, Lord of the Storms, right? And because it is unknown, did the area above the Grey Fog basically detect that? Like basically what I'm thinking is the mysterious palace above the Grey Fog is able to detect prayers coming in that is going to like god level people, unknown deities, and it's able to scam them and bring them into the Zoom call. I think that like Klein also being a higher sequence of the Seer Pathway achieving Clown also made him, you know, bring in another member, like open up a slot in the tarot card. But that's kind of what I'm thinking based on what we've seen from the Donghua so far. But that's pretty much it. Derek is a very tragic person that wants to like bring the light, right? He wants to bring the sun back to the Forsaken Land of the Gods, and there's a lot to say about this. But the main topic of this, right, beyond that, and also another thing, it's kind of crazy again, Forsaken Land of the Gods. What does that mean? God forsaken it. What kind of gods? Who was living here? Alger said Aurora Order is like looking for the holy residence of the true creator, and apparently it could be the Forsaken Land of the Gods, and the names make sense. That's kind of crazy that gods used to live here. With when? Third epic? Fourth? Second? Why would they forsaken it? I thought that like maybe the humans living here or the people living here were basically all corrupt, and basically it's some sort of like Noah's Ark deal where the gods were like, damn, these monkeys are not worth, you know, saving. Let's just like abandon this place, and they punish this place. I don't know. We need a lot more detail. But regardless of that, main stuff is this. Let's read it here. Okay? Let's read it. These are the Emperor Roselle Diaries that Crunchyroll, classic Crunchyroll to not, you know, translate shit. But remember, old Neil was literally looking for Emperor Roselle diary stuff to trying to decipher it by himself. And here's the first page. 9th of September. An alliance opposing me has been established. Paysac from north, Lowen from the east, Bainapotter from the south. My enemies have finally joined forces. Damn. Even the kingdom that we're living in right now, Lowen. I mean, the Emperor got assassinated. But I wonder what Roselle did. Because so far, we know nothing about him other than he wanted Marauder, Apprentice, and Seer if he could do it again. And he seems very relatable, right? A lot of his diaries, sometimes there's like slice of life stuff happening, like him getting angry at Zeratul and saying, I'm gonna punch the shit out of Seers, you know, when I see them. That's pretty funny. But like, I guess the people hated him for what he did. He ushered in like the Industrial Revolution. I think that the machine god of like steam and engine or whatever, the god of like steam and machinery, I think there is a very close tie with Emperor Roselle. Maybe Emperor Roselle, because like there's also a rumor that Emperor Roselle like is not dead, right? People think that like he achieved godhood or stuff and like disappeared. I thought, going by that logic, if we assume that the gods are sequence 0 beyonders, that Emperor Roselle simply became the the machine, the god of like machine and engineering or steam or whatever, and just basically dip. But anyways, people are allying themselves to go against Emperor Roselle, but I have no fear. I will use the facts to teach them that the generations of weapons and knowledge cannot be compensated by mere numbers and low-grade sequencers. Generations of weapon and knowledge? Like, is this when he's like using machine guns and like shooting down like soldiers? Like, if you've seen like The Last Samurai, there's a lot of Japanese films where there's like this like transitionary phase where Japanese people were still samurais and then they got colonized, right? I'm not sure if colonized is the right word, but like the West basically open up the borders and then guns start being a thing, and it's like, what are you gonna do with a samurai sword when I have a fucking machine gun, right? I wonder if there's something similar here what Emperor Roselle's doing. It's not as though I do not have subordinates. As for high grades, have they forgotten who I am? So I'm sure Emperor Roselle had his own henchmen. He had his own like elite high sequence, like, what's the word? High sequence beyonders part of his squad. Yeah, it's kind of crazy though. Who does that? That's like saying lol, you know, in a diary. 23rd of September. I have lost communications with the ship seeking the forsaken land of gods. I should consider inventing wireless telegraphs. I hope it would not be affected by the storm. Interesting. There was a previous diary note made by Emperor Roselle about, what was it? It was about, didn't Emperor Roselle find a person lost in the sea and he helped them? And he was like, oh, you owe me, buddy. I don't think this has anything to do with it, but there was a ship looking for the forsaken land of the gods. Everyone knows of it, but they can't get there. And it's kind of crazy because Klein right now literally has access to a person living there. And the wireless telegraphs? Nah. Unc Roselle is so behind. This is some boomer tech. He's still trying to like get phones going. We are literally on a Discord group chat right now. There's also some funny comments made in the comment section of my videos. Some funny references, you know, mirroring the Palace Above the Grey Fog and Discord. Basically, someone said, I think this is totally on point, great analogy, is that we're basically in a server where the moderators or the creator that made the server is like AFK. And Klein is just like taking over and he has admin access for whatever reason. I think that is a great analogy, right? I don't think that's completely wrong. Clearly, there is a different existence that owns this place, and we happen to simply, like, you know, have a little bit of access and mod powers that maybe we shouldn't have. I don't know who gave us the authority. Maybe it's because we know we got there first, or Antigona's family and Seer Pathway and stuff like that. And on top of that, I was also thinking, you know the luck enhancement ritual that we first did to get into the mysterious Palace Above the Grey Fog? Think about how Alger, Derek, and Audrey came here. Earlier on in the video, I mentioned how if you are praying to an unknown deity, then the Grey Fog Palace can pick up on the signs and pull them in. What was Klein doing with the Ruck enhancement ritual? Does that count as a prayer to an unknown deity? Well, he said like celestial worthies though, right? There was like 4 separate like celestial worthies mentioned. I'm just trying to figure out like, what the hell really was that in, you know, luck enhancement ritual? And was it like a similar mechanic of why Derek Alger and, you know, Audrey was picked up using the constellation stuff? Anyways, that's one message. Next up, we got one more image. December 23rd. Perhaps I should consider that suggestion. Keep a back door for myself outside a church of the god of craftsmanship. For example, I could join that ancient and mysterious organization which influences the world from the shadows? Oh shit, Emperor Roselle, bro, he's losing it. He says, fuck the Orthodox churches, I'm tired. I'm tired of being a good boy. I want to join Shadow Garden, bro. What's going on, bro? What is the mysterious org that influences the world? That's literally Shadow Garden from Emnus in Shadow. Could this be the secret order with Zeratul? I don't know, but there is, back during Roselle's times, right? There is a mysterious organization that has influenced the world from the shadows, and we are all, it's like some fucking Illuminati shit. Like stonemasons and stuff, and ooh, you know, the government, you know, the true people are people that names that you don't even know about. Like the fucking, what's it called? What's like the American names for that? Like the, What's the Illuminati names? Hold up. Illuminati names. Anybody remember? There's like old American like last names that's like part of like this shadow cabal that's supposed to rule America from behind the scenes. The Masons, there's also that, but there's also like I mean they kind of exist. Rothschild, right? there's like the Rothschild stuff too. Anyways, we're getting off topic. The really interesting thing right now is about this mysterious organization and why Roselle got assassinated. I mean, even if he was like a good ruler, to have like literally different kingdoms, you know, of your continent unite against you, that's, I don't know, maybe Roselle just got gaslit, right? Maybe Roselle was a good guy, but he like got gaslit and you know, he just got us, but he still died. But we don't know that. They say that he got assassinated. We don't know. There's nothing confirmed. Anyways, fascinating stuff. Here's a tweet. Thank you, Laugham World, Lord of the Mysteries World _ World, for the translation for what Crunchyroll didn't do. Always love to read more about Emperor Roselle stuff. Check out their tweet. There's a link right there. See you next time.